This segment will be engaging stakeholders from the power sector to share their convictions on how the sector has performed in almost the entire year. Now, we're going to start with our focus on distribution, which affects every one of us. So joining us right now on the show is Olatunbosun Abolarinwa. He's a consumer from Lagos and Abuja. He's also a social commentator. Let me come to you as a consumer and as a commentator. Let's review the year together. In your view, do you think, based on the promises made this year, that they were going to review the tariffs? I mean, many of us have experienced that increase in tariffs, and then there was a hole at some point. How has it worked for you as a consumer, and do you think it has made electricity better for you?
No, it has not made the electricity better for me as a consumer. And the very first thing I want us to highlight is that are the distribution company actually working? Are they distributing? If I look at Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, for instance, there is a lot of fraud and irregularities going on there that I'm beginning to wonder if we actually have government or a regulatory authority who is looking at them. If you want electricity, you have three choices: get solar, buy generator, service it and fuel it, and endure the pain of exhuming the fume of electricity, coming from the generator, or find your way of bribing the discos, which I have a lot of evidence of. I'm a counter-fraud specialist. So when I see fraud, I know fraud. And I think if the discos, especially Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, are allowed to get away with the irregularities they have committed against Nigerians,
okay, let me take a few simple questions for you.
So you mentioned the transformer belonging to the community, and then they require everybody trying to get on that transformer to pay. It's the norm everywhere.
No, it's not.
It is.
I will disagree with you.
Let me back it up. So back when NEPA was an issue, when every community had to buy, somebody had to fund it. It wasn't not necessarily a fraud.
Then,
per house in my own area is 50,000. Tenants and landlords, everybody pays, except you don't want to get on that transformer. The truth is, somebody funded it, and we have to pay back that person. Now, the fraud for me is what the discos do, because when you now buy, you take it to the disco, you cannot claim to own. You have to sign a contract to hand over the transformer
to the discos.
Sorry. So the community handing over a property that they bought is where I find the fraud. But once they bought it, somebody has to pay.
Yeah, you said it rightly that the moment you buy any transformer, it's in their rule. Unless you have not powered it from the national grid, that is when it is yours. The moment you power it, it now belongs to the government. I'm talking about funding it. You see, there is a NEC Reform Act 2005, Article 15, which I'm going to quote for you. It says clearly, it is not the responsibility of the consumer or community to buy transformer, pole, cable, and feeder pillar and other stuff. That is the law. Secondly, for those of you who have spent money on transformer cables and everything, which people don't know and they need to know, you can go through a lawyer or you can write. It says, that's one of the discos agreements and it's part of the rest. Any service line or other facilities provided by or donated by a customer shall be treated in line with the investment in network regulation by the Commission. That is what NEC are supposed to do.
First of all, we have Mr. Emeka is the Corporate Affairs Manager, Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning, Morayo. Good morning, Lagos.
You. So there's been quite a lot of allegations made against the discos so far this morning, that many of you are fraudulent. Especially, you don't let us know about a law that says you can actually, that we're not supposed to be buying transformers, cable, and all the things we buy anyway to get electricity in our neighborhoods. That you're actually supposed to reimburse or reimburse us for that. Refund us. Now, could you give us an idea what the process is actually in getting a transformer for communities?
You know, we usually get this kind of reaction from customers when they say we are fraudulent. And it's also interesting when you see some customers carry out some fraudulent acts that undermine the activities of the discos. The question is now who is fraudulent, but that's not the issue. The process, like you asked, if a customer is on the grid, for starters, this community in question, are they existing customers, or is it that they are trying to connect to the grid? If you're trying to connect to the grid, we have a team we call the network expansion team. These guys will move to the area, evaluate the space, and identify what is needed to draw the network to the community. And once that is established, this investment will be made and the communities will be connected to the grid. Most times it is as bad as the communities going ahead to repair transformers. Transformer has failed. You have not even reported to the distribution company. You move the transformer and go and repair. That is totally not acceptable. They are not part of what the customers are supposed to be doing. It is solely the responsibility of EEDC to provide transformer to connect communities to the network.
All right.